my topic is be the observer. To observe, to witness, to watch. We tend to be such reactors that we're always reacting. That means acting again. To re, that's the prefix, the word, and the end is a suffix. Fix it at the end. So it takes the word and changes it. See, words are very, very important because of the sound vibration, because of the meaning, the definition and the meaning, and all of our experiences around that word that we have identified with that word, that sound. And you remember that thoughts are words, words are sounds, sounds are vibrations, vibrations are energy, and energy glows. So therefore, we have, in a sense, this light that we manufacture through our sounds, through sigils or letters and numbers that we've agreed to as having specific meaning and power, and also finding that somehow these waves or these, the way the letters of different languages are, and then through meaning that we give it and our intention, we're creators. This is our nature. Our nature is to be a natural creator. I call creator gods, but that doesn't mean we're not the big deal, all powerful, all that is, but we are part of, because where else would we come from or be part of, where we are all in a sense the same, because we're called human beings, or it could be called an animal body. Not a human body is not an animal body. That's just a lie of science or seance. That's not true. That's pseudoscience. Let's make it up. Let's tell everybody we're the authorities and we'll tell you how it all is. And then you'll have to believe us, and we'll give you tests on all of these things, because we're making the rules, but the rules aren't for us. The rules are for you. And that's what a controlling person does, if you've ever been with that kind of a person. And they are the most fearful of all. And that fear then is when we take that on ourselves, that is when we, instead of being observers, we're being the effect. That means we're allowing whatever is going on in the outer world, or with other people, or what they're saying, or what they're doing, or what we're watching, or what we're listening to. You have to know who you really are, and what your capabilities are, and what your powers are. And we were taught that very early on, that you couldn't use your own powers of divination, that you could not, in a sense, be intuitive, or you couldn't have gifts and abilities and senses of things. You were called crazy, you see, or you were a witch, or you were something else that we're going to have to get rid of, because you're using the power that we want for ourselves. You're using for yourselves, so that you know. And then the only way you can ever know is what we, the person in control, tells you to know, because everything else that can't be known, because we say so. Now, we're always looking outside, we have been, for happiness, for a state of divine pleasure without the slightest bit of misery. Did you know that's our natural state of being? That's really who we are. You can't get it. You can't buy it. You can ease it, maybe make it a little more pleasurable for a while, but then again, in the aloneness, and most people, they can't tolerate that aloneness, because it's strange for them, the mind and all of, so it's not wanting to be entertained and taken out here, and not realizing at some point as it appears to be, we definitely dropped this three-dimensional concept that we call the physical. And yet what we are, according to the ancient Vedas of the Puranas, which I feel have so much great value for us to empower ourselves, and that it says that we're whole, complete, and perfect because we're all part of the supreme, all that is, the absolute. And that absolute is so unlimited that even the material realms appear to be limited, but are only maybe like a quarter, they say, of what is existence, because you have all that's the spiritual, or you would have that which is beyond matter. And that is at the level of where we are, and we have divine bodies. That's our nature. All right, so to be an observer means that you stop reacting to everybody and everything. What did you mean by that? You haven't said that you love me. You talk to somebody else. Oh, you're so stupid. You know, all these words. And the people that say, well, that was my idea. There are no original ideas in the mind. I have to tell you something. You think there's an original idea, but all these ideas have already been recorded. They might call it the Akashic Records, or they might call it something else, because those sound vibrations have an existence in the realm of where that level of sound exists. But there would also then be divine sound. That means the purity of the silence. And in the silence, we're more able to witness and watch. And you can also then witness and realize how you would react. You can watch what you're doing. Most people say, I don't know how this happened. Really? It's like when I go unconscious, that's when I trip. Or that's what the other... I was angry at... I was letting myself get angry at some of the stupid political nasty thing. I go like that. I stabbed my finger with the knife I was cooking with. Don't be upset when you're cooking. That's good. And I realized, look what I'm doing to myself for something that's mostly a charade to hook us all in. Come on. So it's when you are an observer, it doesn't mean you're not there. Doesn't mean you don't care. Doesn't mean... See, we more often think, you know, they love me because they're jealous, or they love me because they're miserable, or all of this emotion that we're generating. Do you know how much emotion that people give out at, say, a huge sporting event? And then after they crash? You know why? That took a tremendous amount of your own spiritual energy that you could be using for yourself. Yeah. Why are people suffering so much? It's the mind. And being jerked around by all of what we've been taught and told in every single aspect of our being, to not know who you are. That's essential. Observe. Notice where you react. Notice how you respond to everything. This is you doing this to yourself. Now, when you witness and you observe, be in yourself, and by being yourself in who you are, you will know what to do in every moment, because that's what we're part of, the all-knowing wisdom. We're all wisdom keepers. The only thing that takes you away from that is to believe the thoughts, the words. Because where are they coming from? If they're coming from fear and scarcity and anger and hatred and lack and limitation and sorrow, all of that, that's a lie. Complete lie. That's what the word light is, lie. Don't be a light worker. Oh, really? Really? You have your own emanation of who you are. As they always say, the buck stops here with you. And you say, well, do I deserve it? Stop torturing and punishing yourself with those thoughts and projecting them. Just so absorbed in the game. But winners and losers, give up the game. You are life, not a game. Observe. Yeah. Breathe in. Be centered. Be a constant. Notice, witness, observe, and in every moment, in sensing there, you will always be in the perfect right place at the perfect right moment. And all is well. Yeah, get that feeling. All is well. How would you feel? Be